Welcome to the Mendocino County Fire Safe Council podcast. We hope this series will help you learn how to survive and thrive in a wildfire-prone environment. Mendocino County residents showed CAL FIRE trainers that they're serious about fire prevention at a 2-day class in Redwood Valley in March. CAL FIRE's new assessment training program offered local volunteers an opportunity to learn what CAL FIRE inspectors look for, and to become qualified to use CAL FIRE's assessment software as they implement a recently amended public resource code which aims to increase home hardening and defensible space in California. More than 55 representatives of Mendocino County's qualified entities attended the recent assessor training. It was the program's largest class so far, filling every seat in the room and every parking spot in the parking lot at the County Behavioral Health Training Center. In January 2023, the state legislature decided that qualified entities such as fire safe councils, Firewise USA organizations, resource conservation districts, and political subdivisions of the state can be trained to conduct fire safety assessments in their neighborhoods. Participants receive the same training as CAL FIRE inspectors, except that they're not empowered to enforce the rules. This will free up CAL FIRE inspectors to focus on properties that are out of compliance with current defensible space regulations.
So you're getting a peek at the test before the inspectors show up.
That's Gene Potke, Assistant Fire Chief for CAL FIRE's Office of the State Fire Marshal under the Community Wildfire Preparedness and Mitigation Division, overseeing the defensible space programs statewide. Based in Sacramento, he also manages and implements the Qualified Entities Program outlined in Public Resources Code 4291.5 and .6.
There is no enforcement mechanism whatsoever tied to this program. What the assessors are being trained to the same level as CAL FIRE's defensible space inspectors. They will educate the public to the same standard that our inspectors will go out and enforce. They're preparing the homeowner for that eventual inspection, but more important than that, we don't know when wildfire is going to strike.
CAL FIRE currently does not enforce shortfalls in home hardening, such as combustible building materials or vent screens with openings larger than 1/8 of an inch. Only defensible space violations are subject to possible fines, and only after 30 days, if a homeowner has made no progress in addressing them. Potentially, if violations persist to the point of 3 fines within a 5-year period, property owners could face a lien on their property with a state crew sent to mitigate the issue.
It's continuous all year long, depending on the environment that you live in, because trees shed leaves, grass regrows.
Craig Dudley, the CAL FIRE Fire Prevention Battalion Chief in Mendocino County, is familiar with local conditions. When you're out inspecting, do you see a lot of homes that are not maintaining defensible space?
Yeah, I will say there's a good percentage, a fair percentage of homes that don't necessarily meet all of the standards under Public Resource Code 4291. Most residents are good about the basics of weed eating and mowing, but when it comes to maybe extending out further, if they have larger parcels and stuff and getting into the different zones to get out to that 100 feet of defensible space, it's very kind of demanding work, and not everybody is necessarily capable of that, right? And we understand that. So if we can get the public to better understand to do what they can, it's a start.
Dudley is hoping that the newly trained non-CAL FIRE assessors will fan out across the county and reach a greater population than he and his crew can reach on their own.
We've had some devastating fires in this county over the years, and I think when those have occurred, it's grabbed people's attention, but sometimes as time goes on, we kind of forget about it. And so I think getting out there and our qualified entities receiving this training and conducting these assessments is going to continuously provide that education to the homeowners to keep it in their mind of what they can do to better prepare their homes.
Natasha Fouts, a fire prevention specialist for CAL FIRE's Office of the State Fire Marshal's Defensible Space Program in Sacramento, offers some reassurance about creating defensible space. It doesn't mean razing every shred of living plant matter to the ground.
It's okay to have trees on your property. It's okay to have vegetation. It's okay to have, mulch around your plants. We just don't want to have that mulch within the first 5 feet of your house. I know for me, I have a lot of native plants. I have trees on my property. I just keep them pruned up. I remove any dead branches, and I keep my vegetation kind of in islands. So that way I'm breaking the fire's path. So that's a big thing about defensible space is we're not saying have no vegetation. We're saying make sure the vegetation is maintained properly.
Home hardening and defensible space create a hostile environment for embers, which can smolder unseen until it's too late and later flare up to ignite whatever they can reach. In addition to protecting your own home, Fouts says that good defensible space can keep everyone around you safer, including firefighters.
When they're tasked with protecting homes during a fire, if you have that good defensible space, you're giving them a safe area to work in and you're making it safer. And I know for me, one of the things I love about living in a rural area is the beautiful trees and the beautiful wildlife. I see deers all the time, bobcats, the red hawks. And that's another part of it for me is I don't want to just protect my home and my community. I also want to protect the wildlife. So I think there's multiple ways to look at it. It's more than just, the government trying to tell you what you need to do for your property, but we need to look at it more in a communal way, that it's more for your neighbors, it's for the firefighters, and also for the wildlife that we're blessed to have if you live in a rural area.
And now, thanks to the assessment training, there is very likely a qualified home inspector in your area who can help you prioritize what improvements you can start making on your property. To schedule your own free, non-judgmental, non-enforced home assessment, contact the Mendocino County Fire Safe Council at 707-462-3662 or admin@firesafemendocino.org. Thanks for tuning in to the Mendocino County Fire Safe Council podcast.